What are the places that will give you like a different look or different feel on Singapore? Something that's not really, you wouldn't expect when you see it, not expect, oh, it's Singapore?
First of all, there's some of the nature parks for sure. If you took people to Sungai Buloh and blindfolded them and then took off the blindfold in the middle of Sungai Buloh and say, where are you? Very few people would say, I am in Singapore, because it's a nature reserve, it's absolutely beautiful, and you could be anywhere in tropical Asia. Well, really, I mean, obviously it's quite obvious you're not in, sort of in a colder climate or something. But and so yeah, I mean, I think places like that, Pulau Ubin maybe would be another option. It's one of the little islands. It's just off Changi. It means Granite Island in Malay because there were granite quarries there in the past. And that's another one. You've stepped back in time when you go to Pulau Ubin. It feels like you've gone back 30, 40 years or something. So yes, it's another one. And then I think here in Chinatown, you could take people to many places where you say, this is not the super squeaky clean type of Singapore that you might be thinking about. This is quite, sort of rough and ready. Little India's a bit like that too. Oh, yeah. Quite authentic, quite rough and ready in places, but arguably more authentic, for being that way. So I think there's lots of places actually that you could bring people, and this is where we try to bring people to places which show the authentic Singapore.
We'll leave a link to the website where people can book a tour.
That would be great. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
That would be super.
In Juchiat, I have friends, they own the motorcycle shop there, the big brand, British brand. And once I was invited for their barbecue party. So basically they start doing the barbecue just on the street. And it was a couple of friends with me, and they were super surprised. Oh, it's allowed in Singapore, so they're doing barbecue just on the street. Oh,
absolutely. And there's nothing more annoying. There's another conception again that this is a fine country. There's these T-shirts that say you get fined for everything, jaywalking or spitting or whatever. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. We do not have chewing gum here, and I'm very happy about that. Having lived in New York, which spends millions every year just taking those revolting little black blobs off the sidewalk and everything. Very happy we don't have chewing gum here, quite frankly. Who needs it? But those kind of things, again, people get these obsessions about, in Singapore there's no freedom because you can't chew gum. Really? I think there's more to life than chewing gum. But no, I think that there's quite a lot of freedom. Yeah, I mean, some things you do have to get permission for and so forth if you're going to have a big noisy party or whatever. But okay, I mean, fair enough. I think
on a daily life basis, I don't feel more restricted here compared to any other place I used to live. Once, I used to live in Ireland for 3.5 years, and once we actually left for holidays, and we forgot to do the gardening. And then the neighbor complained because one of the plants was over the fence. And I mean, it can happen anywhere in the world. I mean, it's not the problem also Singapore, people starts watching you and then complain. No, it's not really the case.
No, I agree with you. I think it's pretty relaxed, generally speaking. I think this fine business. I still think, why on earth are they still flogging these T-shirts that say it's a fine city, fine country? Because it's no, you don't get fined for doing silly things. There are silly things like jaywalking and all that kind of thing. No, I mean it's not
people
true.
Jaywalk.
People jaywalk all the time. I mean, I'm not condoning jaywalking per se or whatever, but it's spitting I would certainly not condone. I don't think it's a very healthy thing to do, as we all know from SARS and COVID and everything else. But overall, no, I don't feel Big Brother's watching us at all. The police presence is very, very minimal, very light.
You don't see police
at all. You don't see police. A lot less than in somewhere, again, I go back to New York, I mean, where they're everywhere, not usually doing anything very useful, but that's by the by. It doesn't feel like a police state, it doesn't feel like you're under the vigilant eye of the government or whatever. It doesn't feel, as you've said yourself.